All right, we are live. Okay. Hi guys. How's everybody doing? M.V.K are back again with another live open mic Q&A, guys. I was supposed to do this yesterday. Now I'm not gonna lie, I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I totally forgot I had scheduled it for Friday. So I was like, okay, let me just reschedule it for Saturday. Um, Man, there's been a lot of things that have been coming out of the world of fandoms and geek stuff. WandaVision has been great. Uh, so I'm sure I'm gonna get some questions about that. Uh, we have seen some new stuff coming from the world of comic books, which is great. Yeah, they showed off, Scott Snyder showing off his version of Justice League. I really don't care. I've seen images of Dark Side and Decide. I was like, okay, I still don't care. I really don't. Um, we Batman is getting a new villain, a new female villain called Molly, Miracle Molly, I believe that was her name, something like that. What else has been coming out? New casting for Captain Marvel 2, which has been interesting. As well as I put out a poll on Twitter asking who do people think is Monica Rambeau's engineering friend. I know a lot of there's speculations that it's Reed Richards. I'm starting to think it's not Reed Richards. I think it's too soon to bring in Reed Richards into the fold. So I'm thinking it's somebody else, especially because of my comic knowledge. I'm going through the last three episodes of WandaVision will be an hour. That is what Kevin Feige has said. There's 3 more episodes left for WandaVision. They said it was going to be 9 parts. So the last episode will air March 5th. And then we get ready for Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is also going to be fun. I did watch the trailer. Did like what I saw. What else we got? The Godzilla versus Kong. I've still given my speculations on everything. Did I watch the Super Bowl? I did not. I didn't care for it too much. I didn't care for it. I really didn't. Let's see what else in the woodworks. There's a lot of stuff, guys. So you guys hit me with your questions. I'll be looking forward to answer them as well. Indeed. So, like I said, I'll give you guys some time. Don't mind the green screen. I was working with it, so I just left it up. I was just like, okay. But let's hit me with your best shot, guys. That's the best way I could describe it. So yeah. Let's see who's here. Jen Solomon. Hey, hi, hello, Miss Solomon. Travis. Yes. Liza. Galactus Girl. Yeah, she had a loss in her family. So for all those who are in the chat room, show some love and respect to Galactus Girl. She lost a member of her family, her rabbit, Kalulu, excuse me, passed away, and just give her some love right there. Um, you know, still, yeah, you say, oh, but it was just a rabbit, Chris. No, it was still part of her family. She had it for a long time. So, yeah. um, we are still in the month of February, and of course, as we all know, month of February is Black History Month, and I've been posting things on my various social media accounts for things, whether it's spotlighting Black superheroes or even Black talent in the comic industry, from artists to writers, you name it. Um, so you can, I'm putting up stuff on my Instagram, putting stuff on my my Twitter. Last thing I put up on my Instagram was me and Miss Ashley A. Woods. Great talent. She's an artist. She's lovely and talented. Met her twice, and she's great. She hails from Chicago, and her artwork is beautiful. I actually bought a few of her art, and I met her first. I met her in Orlando at MegaCon. Now it's about 2 years ago, MegaCon 2019. Then that following year again, I met her. I met her in New York Comic Con, and when she saw me, she recognized me. So I was like, yeah, I didn't know she was going to be there, but it was great to meet her. So yeah, I've been doing that as well. I do have some projects where I will be doing that as well on the channel. Um, what else? There's been a couple of new games that have come out. There's a Werewolf Apocalypse, which is dealing with werewolves, and you know I'm a big werewolf dude. There's also, guys, I got some new movies and some movie reviews coming. I still need to watch the Batman, the animated. I did see the trailer to the JSA, World War II. I like what I saw. Looking forward to that because I am a huge JSA fan. I love the JSA more than I love Justice League, in my opinion. So yeah, guys, we're just this should be fun. Let's see what some questions what you guys have for me. I'm looking forward to it. Uh, one more thing before I start. Uh, oh, sorry about that. That's that's my computer making that noise. Okay, shut up. Stop making a noise. All right. Okay, so let's see what's going on in the chat. Just in case, so I could see what's going on in the chat. All right. Let's see. First question. Deathstroke was a part of. If Deathstroke was in the Marvel universe, would he be a part of the Weapon X? With Weapon X? No, because since he's a super soldier himself, he'd probably be part of the Super Soldier Project or something like that. Have you seen the anime movie Wicked City? I have Wicked City. Yeah, I have seen that. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I've seen it. What would Hawkeye think of Roy Harper and vice versa? Uh, Hmm. I think Clint see a little bit of Roy in himself. Roy could be a little cocky, but Clint can be cocky too. Clint explained why he has to be the way he is because of the fact that he is one of the few Avengers that don't have superpowers. So, he does have to do that. And I think a lot of people don't realize that Clint's deaf. He's actually deaf in one area. And I think they're going to explore that in his Disney Plus series as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing they explain that. Um, what do you think of Monica's? Who do you think is Monica's engineer friend? Well, I have several individuals who I think. Well, I don't think it's Reed anymore. I'm. This series has been throwing us swerves and curveballs like crazy. And for me, I don't even think that's really Quicksilver. You know, Evan Peters Quicksilver. I still don't think. I think that's a certain devil in disguise. Um, Basically, I think Monica's friend, engineer buddy, friend, is Adam Bradshear, aka Blue Marvel. I think it's Blue Marvel. Um, and uh, and Blue Marvel does have a PhD in a PhD in engineering. So I'm like, okay, it would be interesting to see him. His creator, Kevin Grievous, has been really solid. I think people have been asking him, is he gonna show up in the Marvel in the cinematic universe? And I think he is. We're gonna see him if they finally show her, her who it is. I'm thinking it's Blue Marvel before Reed Richards. I'm just saying, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I think it is Blue Marvel. Um, uh, you want to get Kalu cremated, but I couldn't afford. Oh man, you want to cremate it? Uh, mm, hey, what's up? Uh, I see a question. This is from David Bigham. Big lad, do you think Savage Dragon should be animated into a show on Amazon Prime? You mean get another shot at an animated series? Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I think Eric Larson would really like that. I've met Eric Larson, his creator, really nice guy, and actually got to hear him talk about how he came up with Savage Dragon. I met Eric Larson at MegaCon 2 years ago in Orlando, and like I said, he told me what Savage Dragon was going to be. Like he was just going to be like originally he was just going to be like a Batman-esque like character with like a dragon's influenced suit. He drew what it was supposed to look like. I got a post of it too. If you go look through my I think I think you have to look in my look at my I think it was MegaCon or I think it was New York Comic Con. But it was one of them. I met him and he nice guy. But I wouldn't mind seeing Eric Savage Dragon get like a show like that, maybe on Prime or something like that. It works. I know we're getting Invincible. I'm looking forward to seeing that. But maybe Savage Dragon. I mean, Savage Dragon has been animated before. It was on the USA Network. I wasn't a big fan of it. Outside of that opening for the second season, um, it just it kind of felt watered down in a sense. See everybody saying sorry. It's good. Thank you for doing that, guys. I appreciate that. Yes, thank you, pack members. Support your other pack members. Yeah, Um, let's see. Um, Hey, Chris. Hey, g'day. We got one of my Aussie Pack members in the house. It's good to see. Katarzan, thank you for what man? What time is it in Australia? It's about what time is it? It's almost 10 o'clock here. So let's. I think it's afternoon. Hey Google, what time is it in Australia?
The time in Canberra, ACT, Australia is 1:54 p.m.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry about that. So it is in the afternoon in Australia. Okay. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So let's see. Let's get back to the questions at hand. We have okay. Matthew Mann. How long did you have that mug on the thumbnail? Oh, my Doctor Who mug. I've had that I think about 2, 3 years now. I got it for Christmas from a friend. A friend gave it, got it for me for Christmas. So yeah. DC Comics seems to do better with animated direct to DVD, while Marvel is better with the live action. Everybody says that. That's becoming like a big notion for everybody's like the DC seems to do better animated wise, while Marvel does better with the live action. Uh, Even though there have been some good DC movies. Hmm. Let's see. Hey man. Hey, like Ezekiel Black. Hey man, thank you for being here. Everybody, Ezekiel Black is one of the newest members of PAC. I got notified that he subscribed. So everybody could say hi to Ezekiel. I would appreciate that. He's a new member of the pack. What up, Ezekiel? Feel free to ask questions, dude. Matthew Mann says, "What were your top picking for toys when you were younger? Between Legos, Mega Blocks, Spin Masters, Fishers, Playmates, or well, when I was a kid, when I was younger or a kid, my toys, my go-to toys were none of those. Everything was Transformers, He-Man, Thundercats. GI Joes. I wasn't a big Lego guy even as a kid. Wasn't a big Lego guy. Um, and I even wasn't things like that. So it was all Thundercats, He-Man toys, Transformers, GI Joes, Ninja Turtle toys, things like that. I was an action figure dude. I wasn't into like building stuff, blocks and stuff. Um, Caroline, which DC characters do you see being a part of what? Being a part of what? I didn't see that. DC characters. Yeah, you're right. Oh shoot, what was that? I just saw it. Oh, jeez, what character? What DC characters do you see being a part of Weapon X? I don't know. I don't. Uh, I don't see any of them because the thing about Weapon X is Weapon X breaks you down. They take away your life. It's not just you're going to become a living weapon or something to them. It's hard to say, and I doubt, like I said, I doubt even Slade would be about. Hell, I could see Slade even running Weapon X if he was in Marvel. Matthew, what female toy did you find most tolerable? Barbie, Bratz, or Kick Gigi Pet? Um, Tolerable, I guess Barbie. I mean, because I had a lot of female cousins, and they have Barbies and stuff like that, and so yeah. Um, what would Kate Bishop think of Green Arrow and vice versa? Um, uh, I think Kate. I think she would maybe feel a little bit that uh, Ollie's maybe a little bit more mature, a little bit more mature than Clint. I think she would find a little bit of solace with the fact that Ollie does come from money and she does too. So yeah, in that way, I could see. Has your viewpoint on Scream 5 altered? Not really. I really don't think there's need for a Scream 5. I don't. But what the hell? I'll check it out. Um, which toy did you find the most and icky, sticky, sticky and icky putty, ooze, goop slime, Play-Doh, or I would probably say putty, silly putty. I think that's the one I could go with. Caroline, they're not even trying to subtitle anymore with Mephisto foreshadowing WandaVision. Really much. Do you think Justice League can defeat Ultron? Uh, you think No, I don't, because when you think you got Ultron gone, he comes back stronger than ever. And if the Justice League, if I can see Ultron actually probably melding with Red Tornado, or even worse. Uh, there's a couple of androids I can see, so you gotta be careful with that. Travis, I wonder who Carl Lullaby Carl Lumbe playing in. Oh yeah, Micah man, which do you see as most successful, both sales wise and review scores wise? Disney, Warner Bros. Um, I'll definitely go Disney with sales, with both. Sometimes, do you prefer CGI or property design more in movies? These website. I'm a practical effects guy, so when CGI is needed, I'm fine with it. But when it's overly used, I will get out of it real quick. So a good example of this is a good example of CGI being used properly. You got to definitely go a little bit of Aquaman. You needed that CGI look to give the effect of they're always underwater. You know, but I'm a practical effects dude. I love that. Give me practical effects any day of the week. Like for example, um, as much as I love Tremors, the the further the further movies I was not a big fan of because they went too CGI with a lot of the graboids instead of staying practical. What would Darkseid and Thanos think of each other? That's happened before. Go read the comics. You see what they thought about each other. So just go read Marvel versus DC. You'll see what they both thought about each other. You don't even need me to answer that question, Kuma. Just read it. Um, Between LA, San Francisco, Oakland, what part of California suits you most for a visit or a field trip? I used to live in California a long time ago, back in the '80s, man, Matthew. So I lived in Monterey. I've traveled to LA. I've traveled to San Francisco. I've been to never been to San Diego, never been to Anaheim, and I've never been to Oakland. But I would love to go to Oaktown. Um, but I've used to live in California. After I came from Germany, um, yeah, I was living in California before my parents finished their term in the military, and they moved. We came back home to New York, so well, they came back home. What would you think of the Science Ninja Team Gotcha Mom? I know who that is. G Force from the Battle of the Planets teaming up with the Justice League or Avengers. They would team up. They teamed up with the Thundercats once. I'll cool with that. I love Gachimon Battle of the Planets. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, over here in the states they call it G Force. Uh, but yeah, I love them. The eagle, the duck, the swan. It's good stuff. That's good stuff. It's classic right there. I wouldn't mind that at all. Who has the license? Because I would do that. That would be a good crossover. You're welcome. And you're right. It's about right. Yeah. Okay. What would Black Canary think of Hawkeye and vice versa? Uh, I I I think Dinah would. I respect. Well, I don't think you have to. You just got to go read Avengers JLA. You see all that right there. Just a lot of these things. Just go read the comics. You'll see. They met before. Captain Marvel is casted as villain, but we still have no confirmed who it is. Yeah, there's a yeah, and I think I know who she may be playing. There's several people I could see them. I don't think they're finished with the Kree Skrull War. She could be the Skrull Queen. Uh, that was also involved in the Secret Invasion. We do know a Secret Invasion Disney Plus series is coming with Nick Fury. The other one I can think of is she's playing Moonstone, another character that Carol has had a lot of problems with. And I know a lot of people are thinking maybe it's Mystique. I don't think it is. It would be interesting, but I don't think it is Mystique. I don't think they're going to do any X-Men characters, but for all those who don't know, Mystique first appeared in Ms. Marvel's comic. She first appeared, and it's kind of like how Sabretooth first appeared in Iron Fist, but then later on was transitioned into being more of a Wolverine villain. Same thing with Mystique. Claremont was writing and put her, and then later on put her in the X-Men books. So, but then the other person I'm thinking she could be playing is Deathbird, which it would be great because that would introduce the Shi'ar. I'm just saying. But the point is, she needs to, whoever this villain is, because I doubt they'll go with Star. There's a new villain. There was a new villain that was introduced in Captain Marvel, and her name is Star. I doubt they'll go there, but there was some viewings. Google beat me to it. Have you ever heard of Big Bear, Redwood? Yeah, Matthew, I've heard of all these places. Of course, I have. Mostly, all these places are in California, and some of them, yeah. Of course, dude. Like, I know my geography. All right. After hearing MCU want to try a Spider-Man, after hearing MCU wanted to try Spider-Man, do you think it would be Miles take as Spider-Man? So future events see Miles be in a team up, Young Avengers placement. Uh, um, I don't know if they'll do it. If they ever did a Spider-Man, I don't know. Will they ever bring Miles into the MCU that quickly? Uh, to me, it just doesn't feel right to bring him in. And Peter's still quote unquote young and still he's still becoming his own Spider-Man. Um, all honesty, if they're gonna do a Spider-Man movie that takes place in the future, I'd love to see a Spider-Man movie where Mayday Parker comes from the future to help her dad. Mayday Parker being Spider Girl. That's what I want to see. Um, yeah, Alexa's not playing up. Okay. You heard about the idiot gorilla glue girl? Yeah, I heard about it. I didn't watch it. I heard about it. I No. Hey, Chris. Quick question. What do you think about the new Netflix Godzilla anime? Um, I still need to watch the last two Godzilla animes. I didn't watch them because there's like so many things on Netflix that I just didn't watch yet. So it's still on my list to watch. So definitely got to check it out. But I've seen it. There's also the Pacific Rim anime. Kind of. So it's cool. What subgenre of hip hop did you dig the most? Crunk, hypey, snap music, whisper music, or chopper? None really. I don't. I don't mind crunk. I don't mind any of them. But I'm just give me straight bars and things like that. None of that whispers and all that other stuff. Even though there were some good songs that used that. And I think you asked me that before, Matthew. Like, come up with some new questions, dude. Uh, what would Kuma? You've asked me this question too. Like, new questions, man. Like, come on. You've asked me this before about Daredevil and Nightwing, and I said the same thing. I think Matt would respect Dick very much. What is your play style? My favorite play style on Ghost of Tsutsami. You mean in terms of the techniques, like which side? What is it? The moon. I think the regular is my favorite. I'm not really a big fan of him keeping himself wide open like that. Holding the sword down. Classic is always my favorite. I'm almost finished with that game. I haven't finished it yet, uh, but I've been loving it. And I do, even though there's talks of a sequel. I feel that the sequel could play up where he is the ghost now, or I could say they can do the second invasion, the second Mongol invasion, because for those who don't know, this game does take place during the first invasion of the Mongols, the Mongol army. They did it. There was another invasion on the same island. The island of Tsutsuma. So yeah, I think they could do another one, and I'll be all for it. Fight me! I do love that. You cowards! Um, Andre, have you seen Batman: Soul of the Dragon yet? No, I have not. You'll know when I've seen a movie when I put a review up of it. I have not seen it. I have not watched that yet. I do want to watch it. I just haven't sat down and watched it yet. Okay, everybody saying hi to Elijah, Ezekiel. Um, have you ever got into Potato Heads or Hot Wheels? I did like Hot Wheels. I did. I had a Potato Head. Um, my brother Malcolm really got into cars more than me, but I had Hot Wheels. I had Micro Machines. Yeah, so yeah, that's how far back I go. Tipton, your favorite fight? Keegan Ashura. Probably the last fight. I like that the most. Who are your top Image comic characters? Like top five, and same goes for Dark Horse. Um, Image, Top Cow is simple. Witchblade definitely is my number one. Witchblade's number 1, Shadowhawks number 2, Spawn's number 3, Darkness is number 5, and Invincible's it's in my top 10, but it's not my top 5 because there were comics before Invincible, the Image comics before that I loved. The other one it would be The Haunt. I actually enjoyed that. No, Astonishing Wolfman. There we go. Astonishing Wolfman. I enjoyed that. Then Haunt. Then all that stuff. Dark Horse, Hellboy is like the only one I really cared about. I didn't really care about too many other people like the Goon and all of them. Well, the Goon was somebody else, I think. Let's see. Sorry about that. That's my all right, let's see. Keep going. I'm gonna start speeding up a little bit. Okay. What would Wonder Woman think of Lena Inverse? You've asked me this before. Between crayons, colored pencils, what is with all these questions? Sharpies, I guess. I use a lot of Sharpies a lot. Didn't really, you know. What would Billy think of Robbie Robinson? Captain Marvel would think of Robbie Robinson, Ghost Rider, or vice versa. Are you guys the same, copying each other? I think Billy could see the good in Robbie and why he did what he did, and because the wisdom of Solomon would actually help him. Yo, my dude, Cool Rusher reminds me of the good old days of wrestling. Thanks. Yeah, I'm a big wrestling fan. I still am. I can never stop being one. I've been a wrestling fan since I was 5. So yeah, 85. Yeah, that's when I really got into 87. Excuse me, 1987 is when I got into professional wrestling, and I was a wrestling fan. I still am a wrestling fan. I wasn't just a WWF at the time or WWE now. I was watching anything I can get my hands on or watch up here in New York, from WWE, WWF, WCW, AW, NWA, all that stuff. I was into all that stuff. So I'm a big wrestling fan. Yeah. What do you think about the new Brazilian Wonder Woman, Flora, Yara Flora? You talking about the character from Future State? I like her. It's different. Um, it's very different. She's different. But I don't. This Future State. We don't know if all these, because this stuff is taking place in the future. There's only a certain amount of Future State books that I am reading. If you want to know more about what I thought about soon, I will be putting up reviews of the Future State stuff. But I like her. She's fine. Okay, Chris. Speaking of Barbies, have you seen the Aussie channel Sam and Mickey? They do hilarious slow motion videos. You can check out Barbie like you've never seen her before. Okay, I'll check her out. I'll put it on the list. I'll see what that is. Should they make a Transformers amusement park, or theme park or even a Power Rangers one. I think Transformers is with Universal or something like that, so they kind of already have. I'm still looking at that Mass Effect theme park that they're supposed to be working on. So, let's see, Super Kick Party. Oh yeah, you should react to Ninja Turtles IDW series on YouTube from Star Force Media. It's like a new Ninja Turtles cartoon. It's fun. Well, Ninja Turtles IDW. I read the comics. I love the IDW comics. It's good stuff. Uh, Michael Mann says, "Oh, what do you see as the most overpowered DC and Marvel characters? Who do you see? Uh, anybody who's the Sentry. I look at the Sentry's like overpowered for no fucking reason. I hate the Sentry, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna use him. Um, Overpowered on DC. I'll just do somebody from DC. I love him, but yeah, I think Superman is way overpowered. He's super powered. Like, there are times I'm like, okay, I understand that he's kind of like a walking storage battery, and that's gonna any Kryptonian will be that way. But there are times I'm like, God damn, like, and I don't like Sentry. Sentry is overpowered for no, and don't explain his powers because it makes no fucking sense to me. It doesn't. Um, what Nickelodeon shows were of value to you? Anything in the 90s of Nickelodeon is my shit. Still to this day, I will hop on Hulu. I will hop on various websites that have like Nickelodeon shows from the past that I love. So we're talking like when it comes to the animated stuff, Doug, I was big Doug fan. And when they Doug went to Disney, I was like, yeah, they ruined the essence of the character. Ren and Stimpy was great. Rugrats, I enjoyed. Um, Hey Arnold, Our Real Monsters, Double Dare, even Nick Arcade. Even though I felt like the host was overselling his hyperness, was Afraid of the Dark, Keenan and Kel. That's why I love Keenan and Kel still to this day. Like anytime I see them and they're still doing their thing, I'm so happy for them. Like I remember when these kids were like little, and basically in a sense I can say like, man, I grew up with Keenan and Kel. Sometimes all that I loved all that, especially the original one. Um, so anything, all them shows from the night, even Pete and Pete. A lot of people slept on Pete and Pete, but I enjoyed it for what it was. Um, that's where I got my crush for Sarah Michelle Gellar from Clarissa Knows All, Explains All. I had a huge crush on Sarah Michelle, Melissa Joan Hart. Excuse me. I had a huge crush on her. I still do. Like I see her now, older. I'm like, yeah, it's still there. It's the crush is still there, and the fact now she's packing a lot of cake, and I'm like, yeah. And you don't buy that? Go look. You just goes Google Melissa Joan Hart's butt, and you'll see it come up. She got cake. Well, like, okay, she's officially a pog. Sorry. Uh, let's move on, shall we? Uh, let's see. What Marvel villain do you think Joker would get along with? Not any of them, because they'd probably kill him. At first, it looked like him and Carnage was getting along pretty well, but then you could just see like the alpha, who's the most craziest, start coming into factor. If Joker met Doctor Doom, Doom would kill him just like that. Give it not even a minute, Doom would be ready to kill him. Trigon versus Mephisto. Who do you think? Who wins and who's worse? Uh, I may slightly go with Trigon. He's got more fighting prowess. Mephisto is powerful, but he comes off more as a schemer and he manipulates you more than physical fighting. So I'm definitely gonna go with that. You know, you can just look at the history of the character. You know, he mostly uses others to do his biddings. You know, he used Johnny Blaze, merged him with a demon, Zarathos, became Ghost Rider, things like that. So yeah, you know, and even his son is a lot more devious than he is. You know, Mephisto's son, Blackheart. Were you were were there any Boomerang shows that were intriguing you? Boomerang. No, I'm a big classic cartoon guy. Like I love classic cartoons from even the cartoons that my dad grew up on. You know, so you know them shows from the early days of Cartoon Network when they was just running cartoons all the time, the classics and everything like that. Like still to this day, I'm a huge fan of the classic Hanna Barbera heroes. Your Space Ghosts, your Birdmans, your Mitor, your Herculoids, your Moby Dicks, the Super Whale, um, Shazam, you know, the genie. Gotta stop. I gotta stop with that one. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still a fan of those shows. I love Space Ghost, and I would love to see a lot of those Hanna-Barbera heroes get a remake cartoon. I'm not talking about Space Ghost Coast to Coast or Harvey Birdman and all that nonsense. I'm talking about a legit cartoon remake or so because I think they could work. Um, I love Scooby Doo. You know, Scooby Doo is still like that's my joint. I love classic Scooby Doo. And speaking of Scooby Doo, Velma is getting her own series, like adult themed series on I think HBO Plus. I'm a Velma fan. I loved Velma more than Daphne. So yeah. So, but yeah, I love me some. I love me some. Yeah, I love me some Flintstones. I love me some Jetsons. You name it. I still love the classics. The classics will always be great to me. You name a classic cartoon character, I'll probably tell you, yeah, I love him. You say Popeye, yo, Popeye. Oh, that's my heart right there. Popeye, for reasons, it's because of Popeye, I became a lover of spinach. Spinach is like one of my favorite vegetables. It's because of him. I saw him eating it. I was like, okay, he make it eat like it's like cherry pie. And when I tried it at first, I'm like, but after a while, I was like, you know, it's not bad. It goes with a lot of foods, and I'm like, yeah. If ever I'm gonna eat vegetables with something, you know, your your meat and your two veg or something like that, or your meat, your carb and the vegetable, I'm eating spinach with that. Anytime I got a steak, I gotta have spinach. You know, sit. Lil Miser asks, did that worm monster in Resident Evil Code Veronica X remind you of the Tremors monster too? Oh yeah, the Death Worm. Yeah, I because the Tremors is based off of the myth of the Mongolian Death Worm. So yeah, that's where they get it from. But yeah, what was the worst Cartoon Network show that was ever made from your point of view? The worst, I think, when they rebooted and remade some of their shows. I don't think I don't like the remake of Ben 10. They didn't need to do that. I don't even like that they rebooted Powerpuff Girls. It's stupid. That was those to me are dumb. Those are dumb things to do. Most of their original cartoons I loved. Even though I wasn't a big fan of Gumball, but I love Regular Show. Uh, I love uh Regular Show is my joint. Adventure Time. At first, I didn't watch Adventure Time. Then I sat down and watched it. I was like, okay, this is pretty fun. But Regular Show, that's my joint. Mortimer, Rigby, I love that stuff. Um, but yeah, I could care less about the remakes. Um, rebooting these shows. Like to me, Ben 10 did not need to get rebooted, remade. They should have just continued the story of seeing Ben get older, having the Omnitrix, him mastering in it to the point where he came up to where we got to see him finally become Ben 10,000, where he just can turn into an alien just on command, like, and you see his son. That's what I was looking for. Then they rebooted the thing, and the different animation just bothers me. I can't watch that stuff. Professor Xavier versus Manchester Black. Professor Xavier. Manchester's good, but he ain't on Professor Xavier's level. He's not on Professor Xavier's level. That's out of question. Did you hear about the live act? I talked about that, Will. They're doing a live action, mature Powerpuff Girls show. It's supposed to be like they separated. They had a falling out. That's stupid. That's stupid. Like, just real stupid. Mike Knight Hero to give us a Gatchaman movie. I would love a live action Gatchaman movie. I think they've done an animated one. I think Japan did one. So I know Japan. There's a new Ultraman movie coming out. It's called Shin Ultraman. Yeah, I'm a Ultraman fan. And I love that he's with Marvel. Like Marvel's doing the Rise of Ultraman comics. Those are really good. After MCU Disney Plus series phase, you'd like to see MCU do Masters of Evil with Zemo, Abomination as a muscle. Well, we don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen. Zemo could die in this time. He could die officially in Winter Soldier, Falcon Winter Soldier. Abomination is gonna be in the She-Hulk show, returning. So we're gonna see what that's gonna do. I would love to see the Masters of Evil, but I don't think they would be the original members. I think it'd be something else. Um, Sore subject, but what was your original reaction to the 9/11 attacks, as well as your family, friends, acquaintances, associates, and partners? Oh, Jesus. Well, I always say, guys, no question is off bounds. You can ask me anything you want. I remember 9/11 vividly, very vividly. It's still like yesterday with me. I How old was I? Okay, not was probably 19. Yeah, 19, 18. I remember I went to drop something off to my brother's elementary school. He was in elementary school. I dropped, and I was heading back home, and I turned on the TV, and all of a sudden, I remember it was just all over the news. They initially said that a plane had crashed into one of the towers, and I'm like, oh my god, like what the hell, like, and you could see the towers like it just burning. I'm like, oh geez. I'm like, what happened? Like, what this pilot do? Like, what did he do? I was like, did he try to make an emergency landing and he couldn't make it to one of the various airports in the New York area. You know, you got a couple of airports in the New York area. In that area, you got LaGuardia, you got JFK, or even you got Newark Airport, which is in Jersey. But and I remember them just talking about it and things like that. And then I saw the next plane, boom, come through, and I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on here? And then not just that, then we're getting word. Then the next thing, a plane crashes, hits the Pentagon. And I'm like, then I'm getting scared because now I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Like, what's going on? And then them saying that there was another plane that crashed outside of near, almost near Camp David. And for all those who don't know where Camp David is, that's where the president goes and things like the United States. And I'm like, now I'm getting scared. I'm hearing planes just all over, and I'm getting scared, like we're being attacked. You know, like, okay, this is an attack. Something's going on. Even at that age, I knew something. This was an attack. And when they finally started to say that the plane that crashed outside of Camp David, the passengers fought back. You know, I felt bad for them. You know, I'm like, but they sacrificed their lives to do what they needed. You know, I was seeing people jumping to their deaths from the towers. You know, I remember seeing all that. I remember vividly seeing when they fell, like just boom, 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 just started coming down. Um, my and I was just, it was just crazy. It was just, it was surreal. It felt, I felt like felt like just a bad dream that I was just like, just wake up, Chris, wake up, just wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, please. But it wasn't. It was real. You know, I remember vividly 9/11, and it's scary. It is very scary. It still scares me to this day to think that people got got in command of airplanes and used them as weapons to to do bodily harm. And the question that I'm sure you guys probably asked yourself, did that turn you to hate anyone who is of Muslim descent or belief in Islamic belief? No, it didn't. Even when I would walk down the street and I see somebody, you know, praying, or I see someone with the, you know, didn't say you fucking Muslim or something like that. No, I wasn't. That wasn't me. I didn't say all that. You know, I I wasn't. That didn't provoke me into hating a group of people who have a different religion. You know, these idiots, these assholes who did it, and these terrorist assholes that did it, they cherry picked. You understand what I'm saying? They cherry picked words and phrases from a holy book, the Quran, to justify every means of what they did. Total disrespect, total lack of respect. That's like a domestic terrorist here in the States cherry picking from the Holy Bible and using that as justification for what he or she did. And we've seen bullshit like that happen. So yes, I do remember my reaction to seeing everything that was going down on 9/11 was horrible. Um, you know, it was scary, and for a long time I did not go down to the area of where the twin towers were for a long time, and then I finally one day I remember going down there because I had a job interview, and I was right near where the Freedom Plaza is now. And I was like, you know what? Let me go down there and pay my respects. And when I went, I remember when I first stepped into that area, it felt so different. I was like, just, I felt different. And the monument and the water and the plaques, all that is there, and it's just like it's beautiful, but it's still sad. So anytime I see a movie from back in the day, and I see them towers, it's like it bothers me. It really does. It bothers me. It's like, oh, like they're gone. I remember, and I'm ending with this. What scared me the most about 9/11 was not only did I think they were gonna do it to other national monuments in the United States. I was scared that these assholes was gonna hit famous cities all over the world. I was scared. And I kid you not, I was scared we were going to see a plane crash into the Eiffel Tower, or see a plane crash into Buckingham Palace, or or crash into the Leaning Tower of Pisa, just to prove that they got power over everybody. I was so scared. I was you can and there's a lot of people that know how I felt about that. So I was scared. I was legitimately scared. Like this is gonna start World War III. I was really scared. I was really scared. Um. Okay, this Wednesday, The Last Ronin 2 comes back.